Hi everyone, it's me Darlene. I am here with another Scrappy quilt block. This is going to be a big one. And even though it takes a lot of pieces to put it together, I think it's going to go by pretty quick. So here's what you need. You need 2 6.5-inch squares. You need 4 3.5-inch squares. And you need 16 2-inch squares. And if you are one of my exclusive shoppers, you will realize that those are all sizes that I sell. And when I decided what to cut, I kind of, planned on, like instead of 3-inch squares, I went with 3.5 because two 2-inch squares sewn together can butt up against a 3.5-inch square. And then that is all going to butt up against a 6.5-inch square. See, there's a reason for my madness. And here's what we're going to do. We're going to be making a whole bunch of 4 patches, little 4 patches, and sewing them to others for another 4 patch, and then sewing those together for another 4 patch. And at the end, we're going to end up with one great big 4 patch. Let's start by making our little 4 patches with our 2-inch squares. This is pretty much all the piecing that we have to do. And we're just going to pick 2. Don't be fussy at all. Pick 2, put them together, right sides together, and sew. Send 2 more through. And just keep going. Now we just finger press all of these open. Actually, what you really can do to make it a little easier is just take 2 of these and decide which way you want them to go. Like, I'd like this one to go this way. Then you can finger press in opposite directions so they nest. And then send those through. And grab 2 more. You'll have 4 patches. Go press those open. My intersections came out surprisingly good. Now that we made 4 of these little 4 patches, we're going to make 2 other 4 patches by putting together a 4 patch with a 3.5-inch and another 4 patch with a 3.5-inch, and we're just going to send those guys through. Press those open. We have strips that look like this, and we're going to put 2 of those together, and we're going to make sure that our 4 patches are kitty corner, and then our 3.5-inch squares. And let me see, do I like what I've got going on here? Perfect! Sending this through. And I haven't done any trimming at this point, and my squares are not perfect, but that's okay. We can trim at the end. Press. Those intersections didn't quite match up in the center, but I wasn't really paying attention to that much because it's a Scrappy quilt, so they don't have to. We're almost done. This is so quick and easy. And what I love is that it gives you a chance, if you have scraps, cut yourself some 2-inch squares, and every now and then make yourself some little 4 patches. You can do so much with these little 4 patches of 2-inch squares. It's a good way to use up a whole bunch of 2-inch squares without doing an entire quilt with 2-inch squares, or not even with 3.5-inch squares, because look, we are going to sew these together to make a giant 4-patch, and it's going to be about 12-ish inches square. I don't know what it will trim to, but I will be trimming it. So let me just put this together. Chain piecing really helps. Going to go press. Now see this one? I have a little bit extra hanging from the bottom here. It's not even. So I'm going to make that be the outside edge of the block, and then that will get trimmed. So this edge and this edge, that works. And just make sure that you have things kitty corner, your 6.5 inches a kitty corner. And if you do this and you freak out and think, oh, I did it wrong, no, just turn it. And if your edges are crooked, just trim them. But I've got 2 straight edges there. Flipping over, here we go. This is what we have. I will take a couple of pictures on the table when I'm done, so stick around to see those at the end. I love it. It's very scrappy, yet it was quick and easy, and it's big. I was able to trim mine down to 12.25. You could certainly make it easy and just do 12. And you don't have to be too concerned about taking even amounts off each side, because it's scrappy, so it's okay if something, you know, this little square on this side is smaller or narrower than the square on this side. So just don't worry about it. Don't worry about your intersections. This is a good way, though, to practice with intersections. And it's just, oh, I don't know. I just think it was so satisfying to be able to use up all those little 2-inch squares. But it was quick. And then we have this nice big piece. Now, if you wanted to, you could even take it a step further. Make 2 like this, and then make a 4-patch with just 2 big 12-inch squares or whatever size you trim to. That would be cool too. But it might lose some of the scrappiness. I think this is good. Oh my goodness, I really like it. Okay, I hope you liked it too. I hope you learned something. I know I've seen blocks like this, but I was excited because I thought, I think I can do this all with the sizes that I cut and sell. So for those of you who have been collecting my 2-inch squares and 3.5 and 6.5 inch squares, maybe you'd like to try this. Thank you so much for watching. Bye.